Being mindful is the practice of maintaining a non-judgmental state of heightened or complete awareness of one's thoughts, emotions, or experiences on a moment-to-moment basis, which can be extremely important while trying to understand and learn more about mental health. So let me welcome you to Mindful Thoughts. My name is Dolores, and I feel like my mission in life is to help break down those barriers around mental wellness by sharing personal stories, tips, and confessions of mental health to help us shine a light on mental wellness. So what are we waiting for? Let's dive in. Hello, all my mindful seekers. Happy 2023. I first want to start this episode off by saying thank you to everybody who has supported me all through last year, who has listened to my episodes, who has been there every time a new one has dropped. Thank you so much for your love and your support. Thank you for staying along with me as I still try to get the kinks out and figure out where I'm actually going with this podcast, which this year I have big dreams and I'm hoping they come true. But before I share that with you, I also want to say I did not have a podcast episode come out last week. And this is due to the fact that I had pre-recorded an episode, and then while listening back to it, I didn't like it. So my plan was to re-record that episode and then get that out to you guys. But then two things happened. First, I realized that wasn't the episode that I was intended to record, so I was going to actually record the episode that I needed and intended to record to get out that week. And then the second thing happened, which was I got sick. And if you can still tell in my voice, I'm still really nasally and still coming out of it. The sickness hit me right after Christmas, and it hit really hard and kind of put me on my butt. And all I did was sleep and take medicine and take care of myself. So because I was feeling the way I felt, I knew there was no way I was getting an episode out. So I thought, you know what, that's okay. An episode just won't come out. It's all right. We'll just come back in the new year ready to go. And so I thought to myself, what could I give to you guys that would be very good information to help start this new year? So that's why we're going to talk about New Year's resolutions. And I think this is something important to talk about because every year people make New Year's resolutions. And the one thing that they have the hardest time doing is sticking to them. And I think that's because we make them too specific. I think when it comes to New Year's resolutions, for people who want to make them, you should make big New Year's resolutions instead of small ones. So you can make a big New Year's resolution as I am going to focus on my mental health. And then you can make small little ones off of that to say, well, how are you going to do that over the year? I think sometimes that when we make those specific New Year's resolutions, we get upset with ourselves when we don't achieve them. Kind of like if you were to say, I'm going to lose weight in 3 months, like 5 pounds. Well, 3 months come by and you lose 1 pound, maybe 2. And then you become hard on yourself because you didn't lose the weight you wanted to lose. In that 3 months, you told yourself you were giving yourself. So instead of doing that, make big resolutions like I'm going to work on working out this year and being more active. And then have little ones that come off of that say, I'm going to eat healthier. Maybe I'll eat fruit in the morning and the afternoon veggies. Maybe it's I will start with walking 30 minutes a day. I will start with walking on my breaks or my lunches at work, like little things over time. And for me, I decided last year I was not going to do New Year's resolutions at all because they never work well for me. Something that I did last year was make a vision board. And if you want to see my vision board for last year, you could always go to my YouTube and look that up because I made it. And I'm also making a vision board for this year. And for me, a vision board is something that I see every day. So when I made it, I put it on my tablet and I put it on my laptop because I work on those two devices all the time. This year, I'm even going to put it on my phone as a screensaver because it's something I look at all the time. And on my vision board, I put things that I would like to have achieved over the course of the year. Things like eating healthier, Things like becoming a bigger podcaster, getting my dream home. I put a picture of a laptop for writing my novel. I put a picture of a girl that is really fit that says work for strong and not skinny. I put New York Times bestseller because I would like my book to be a bestseller when it comes out. Even though that's a big dream, it could, it's something that I had on my heart. So mostly all my stuff on there were about healthy eating, podcasting, and writing a book and exercise. And then I also put my favorite podcaster, which is Keisha Fitzgerald. And her new name now is Keisha Get Married because she did get married last year. And the other person I have on there is Catherine Manning. She's one of the vloggers that I first started watching, and I would love to become that kind of vlogger and have that much excitement and maybe one day make it a job. Just like I would love to make podcasting my job. So I made this vision board for myself because this was something I was going to look at every single day. And then I started watching people who started having words of the year for themselves. So I'm like, oh, that's really cool. So this year I made myself a word. I picked a word that was for me, that came up in my mind, that specifically is how I'm looking for and looking at this year of 2023. And that word for me is ambition. Ambition to me means that I am going to be more ambitious on writing and finishing my first book, more ambitious with this podcast, with finding more interviews with people and finding stories about people and sharing those with you, and always giving you tactical and tangible stuff and information that you can take back and put into your own life with your mental health. And I told myself I was going to be ambitious with my vlogging and take it in a different direction and keep pursuing those dreams that I have, like getting one of those YouTube plaques for having so many followers. And, these were things that I told myself, I'm like, this word for me works out so good. And I thought, instead of sitting here and telling you, like, you should make these New Year's resolutions, this is what you should do, I think you should do what helps you. If New Year's resolutions helps you, then by all means do that. But if they don't do that and you're like, I need something that is going to help me, you do what you need to do for you. So like I said, for me, it was creating this word. For the first time I'm doing this word, I'm like, ambition, this is the word for me. So when I create my vision board, that's going to be the word that's in the middle of the board that is surrounded by all of these things that I have the ambition to do. So of course, some of my dreams will stay the same, but the pictures are going to change. And then something else I wanted to share with you that just hit me so hard, and I'm like, this is just perfect to share with you guys, is that I was listening to Lori Harder. Her podcast name is Earn Your Happy. And she had an episode that was about 3 things to leave behind in 2023. So she was talking about the 3 things that she was not going to bring forward with her into the next year. So I thought to myself, this would be something good for me to do as well. So I thought to myself, I'm going to create a list of 5 things I'm going to leave in 2022 and not bring into 2023 with me. And I thought, I'm just going to share them with you guys, because I think this could be also something that could help you as well. And if you're interested, going to Lori Harder's podcast episode and actually listening to that, because this is where I got the inspiration from it. So my first of the 5 things is bad body image talking. I'm leaving bad self-talk about myself in 2022. In this new year, I'm going to be more positive about the way I talk about my body. Number 2 was self-doubt. I'm going to stop doubting myself, and I'm going to start becoming more confident in the ability to achieve anything. Number 3 for me was to stop scrolling. I endlessly scroll, and I'm pretty sure many of us do, but for my mental health, that is not good. So instead of spending so much time scrolling, I'm going to spend more time working on my dreams, like this podcast, and how to up my vlogs and writing my book. Number 4 for me, for my mental health also, was comparison. I spent too much time comparing myself to others. In this new year, I'm focusing more on me and where my life is heading. I know that a lot of people could relate to this. We see other people on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok that have all these followers who seem like they have their life together, who are the perfect weight that we think we need to be. They're eating healthy. Their podcast is skyrocketing maybe more than yours, or they're a vlogger and they have more people following and subscribe to them more than you, and you start comparing yourself to where they are and where you are now, and you don't realize that you need to be more focused on you, because where they are at right now in their life, they've worked so hard to get there. It didn't just magically come to them. So something for me is that I always compare myself to those people that I'm following, and then I get down on myself because I'm like, I could never do that. But I can. I just need to focus on where I'm heading, the here and now, and how I can up my own life to succeed into the direction I want to go in and the person who I want to become. Like, how can I up my podcast episodes and make them more valuable and more informational for you guys? With vlogging, how can I, be more creative in the way I create them and talk about them and do what I need to do? And with my book, how can I make my book something and more like valuable for people, that they want to read it and they're going to pick it up and they're going to love it? So these are all things I need to focus on myself, and I need to manifest for myself instead of comparing myself to others. So this year, I'm going to stop comparing myself to the people that I follow and that I am interested in and that are people that I look up to. Because like I said, they spent years becoming that person and getting to where they are today, and no matter where I'm at now, the progress that I have now is amazing. I have a 121 plays on my podcast. That's amazing for me. And I have 30 people following me and subscribe to me on YouTube, and that's amazing. So no matter what, that's my starting point. And I just need to focus on me more and where I want to go in the future and how I'm going to push myself to keep going, instead of sitting back and being upset with myself and comparing myself to the people who have already put that work in every single day and continue to put that work in to keep going. And number 5 for me was not prioritizing, I can't say that word, exercise. Exercise is a huge help with me for my mental health, and I need to make it more a priority about how it helps me and how I'm getting movement in, rather than how I need to do it to lose weight and to fix my body. And I think that one and bad body image goes hand in hand, because I used to work out to become skinny. And that's why I put this one picture that I look at every single day, is that I'm working for strength and not skinny. I'm working to help relieve my anxiety when I work out and help to just focus my mind on one thing when I have a million things running at a time. It's more about the movement and being able to move my body and do the things that I can do for my body, rather than thinking that I need to do it to be skinny. And I thought that just sharing this with you guys would be amazing, because like I said, there are so many of us who make New Year's resolutions, but we don't succeed in them because we make them too small, and then once we get there and we fail at them, then we're upset with ourselves. So that's why I stopped doing New Year's resolutions. That's now why I do vision boards, and I did this 5 things I'm leaving in 2022, and I picked my word for the year, because these are things that have helped me focus more on how I want to live my life and the dreams and the goals that I want to succeed in this year, instead of making a resolution and being upset if I don't reach it. So there are 5 different things you can do for your mental health if you're trying to focus more on that this year. The first one is to talk about your feelings more. One of the first ways to improve your mental health in the new year is to open up more about what you're going through with the people in your life. So it'll be important to you to find that one person who can connect with and talk with and be open about your worries and your hopes and your dreams and what you're going through and those troubled times. And being able to express yourself instead of keeping it all in, it'll just feel so much better for you, and it'll be a great way for you to connect with somebody in a very personal and loving and caring way. Number 2 is to express more positivity. It's no secret that 2022 left many people feeling very negative and having negative feelings. But a great way to strengthen your mental well-being is to make this your best year ever. So yes, there could be a lot of things that went wrong last year, but if you sit in those times and you sit in those feelings for too long, that's how you're going to feel for a long time. So it's good to find that balance between negative and positive and try to focus more on the positives and then keep the positivity going and going and going throughout your year, and then you'll end up at the end of 2023 more positive than you would have thought you were at, because last year you were so negative coming into 2023. Number 3 is to continue to stay active. Being physically active is going to help your mental health so much, and you might not even notice. It's those times for you to focus on nothing else but moving your body and enjoying the movement. It's that time to release any negative, built up emotions you have been feeling. You can exercise and maybe cry at the same time. Like, that's fine. It's a great release. Like I said, for me, when I'm very anxious or when I'm feeling depressed, sometimes exercising just helps get my body moving, and it helps my self-esteem, and it helps, push aside whatever I was feeling in that moment, and just helps me, get my body moving and sweating and feeling good about myself. And it could also do that for you. So if you're feeling down and out, maybe just go for a walk outside for 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes. Enjoy the scenery and try to clear your mind, and almost like do like a meditation with your eyes open and walking and listening to the birds and maybe the kids play at the park or seeing people walk their dogs. It might be able to help you shift your mind and change it into a better one. Number 4 would be to relax and reduce stress. Another great habit to improve your mental health is relaxation techniques. If you want to live a more balanced life, you have to make time to relax. These techniques are good for your mind and your body. They slow your breathing, lower your blood temperature, and reduce muscle tension and stress. So exercises like deep breathing exercises, progressive relaxation, and guided imaginary. These can help you so much. Like, deep breathing exercises can be a useful tool when you are under a lot of stress and dealing with anxiety. And progressive relaxation involves tightening and relaxing certain muscles in your body. With a lot of things that were going on during the last few years, a lot of people feel a lot of stress. So if you can find something to relax and reach deep and reduce your stress, it's going to be so amazingly helpful for your mental health. Even if you decide every day at the end of your day before you go to bed, you just sit in a warm bath and you just relax and release the stress for that day. Journaling can be very helpful for reducing stress. You can end your day with journaling for 10 minutes every night and just write down all your feelings, or something that can help you in that moment is to sit and write down every single feeling that came up for you in that moment. So then you're not holding it in, you're getting it out on a piece of paper, and then later on you can go back and reflect on that and how it helped you through that time. Journaling can help you so much. Even if you don't know what to write at first, you can look up, mental health journal prompts right at the top of your page and go from there. Like I said, that's kind of like what I did today. I wrote down at the top of my paper 5 things I'm leaving in 2022, and then I listed those things that I'm doing, and then I wrote little things to say, okay, this is why I picked it, and this is why I'm leaving it in the last year, because I'm not bringing it with me. it can just be extremely helpful for you. So you can always find that one thing that helps you out like tremendously, and then just keep doing that, and then over time you could add new things in and try to have other things help you in those really dark, maybe hard moments. The last tip for improving your mental health is accepting yourself the way you are. As you get older, you have to come with terms with the facts that you can't be like everybody else. So instead of dwelling on your mistakes and weaknesses, try empathizing what characteristics make you special. This helps build your self-esteem and helps you cope with difficult problems in life. So to be honest, I don't know if you have a certain way that you start your new year. I don't know if maybe doing a New Year's resolution isn't something that has helped you in the past. So like I said, try something new. Do a vision board. Do words on your mirror. Write down things you're not bringing with you. Do a word of the year. Try to change it up and see what works for you. Making a New Year's resolution doesn't work for everybody. It definitely did not work for me. So changing it up and doing something different was something that helped me out tremendously. And like I said, doing the vision board and seeing it every day and putting it in places that I see it has helped me focus on what I need to focus on, and has helped me be able to keep pursuing my dreams and the goals that I've set for myself by looking at it every day and reminding myself, these are the things that I want to accomplish, these are the things that I've set for myself, and these are the things that I want to do. So try something new, try something for you, and whatever works for you, come over and let me know what works for you. Tell me, maybe New Year's resolutions work for you. Maybe making big New Year's resolutions and then cutting it up into small ones helps you over the year. Maybe making vision boards, writing down what you're not bringing into the next year. Maybe creating a word has helped you. Come over to my Instagram, to the YouTube video, and let me know what helps you, because I would love to know what helps you and what could be helpful for others, because you sharing what helps you could help other people who might feel like they're just stuck. So happy 2023, guys. And like always, I want you to remember that you are never alone and that I love you. Thank you so much for listening to another episode. And you know what would be so amazing? If you shared, left a comment, and liked this episode. Any type of support and love for this podcast is going to help it grow more and more every day. I'm so grateful to have you here, and I'll talk to you again soon.